And I want to acknowledge the grief associated with a partial victory. It's really awful to see 104 operating reactors today. But the time we were founded, there were over 400 that were on order, under construction, or already online. There was a three-quarters victory. But that wasn't ever really claimed. I didn't really get that until now we're talking about new reactors. I started reconstructing that past. I didn't really get that Rocky Flats closed, that there was no major pit production going on. All those bombs are still there, so it's like really confusing in our community about where are we. And I just want to bring that forward this morning because I think where we are is kind of scary right now. We've had bad guys in the White House who like nukes. For the first time, we have somebody who's perceived as a good guy who likes nukes. And I think it's making it all a lot harder. So I just kind of want to start with my own, what did Joanna call it? I have a little despair going at the moment, okay? So anyway, I want to start there. Next up is the map. I want to acknowledge that that map on the right is a recent production, and you're going to see a whole lot more reactors on there than usual. Well, the white ones are the canceled ones. There were 98 canceled reactors. And the flowered ones are the closed ones. Yay! A couple tragedies there, but a lot of communities got together and closed reactors, 10 of them while I've been on the job. And I want to acknowledge that not all the proposed waste dumps are on there, but during this time we did fight the centralized interim storage out of 31 different places for the high-level waste. 31 dumps that didn't happen, and 11 so-called low-level waste that did not happen, waste dumps that did not happen. So, you know, we've been busy, we've been fighting, we've been winning. We need to know we can win, and Glenn's going to take us back there. All right, so we're going to be done right around there. All right, that's why we got this little clock, so we can do this better. So, step one, course A, plutonium is plutonium, right? I said that to Jack when I called him because there was going to be a registry of disarmament events going on while we were having a nuclear waste summit in Chicago. I said, Jack, get our summit on the list. He says, what? I said, Jack, plutonium is plutonium. And 1% of the waste that comes out of a nuclear power plant is plutonium. If it's fired by uranium. Where does plutonium come from? It comes from the uranium. Except for traces on this planet, all of the plutonium was made in a reactor. So every single place that makes the electricity that we're using in the southeast is also making plutonium. This is one story. We share it together.
In Savannah Riverside, we've got the ultimate boondoggle going on right now. During the Ronnie Reagan years, we won the war by running our complex into the ground, and also in Russia. And we left fantastic legacies of radioactive waste. We put ours in tanks, which are just getting older and older and never get emptied. The Russians dumped theirs into the open lakes. It's a horrible tragedy. And what we did was we produced massive amounts of plutonium, 100 tons in the United States, 180 tons in Russia. 15 pounds makes a bomb. Well, in the United States, half of our tonnage never even made it into a weapon. Tons and tons of it are in the form of weapons components in a warehouse. So in a warehouse in Amarillo, Texas, where I understand the average wind speed is 50 miles an hour all the time, and everybody is crazy, we have enough warhead pits to make how many bombs?
There's 14,000 units.
Well, that's still sitting there. All the junk from Rocky Flats, all the junk from Hanford, all the junk from Los Alamos and Lawrence Livermore.
What did you say?
Oh, 14,000, enough?
14,000 excess, 5,000 in the strategic reserve.
We don't have time for all this.
Okay, so here's the boondoggle. Oh, what are we going to do with this stuff? It's a security risk. Oh, I know. Let's give Shaw Ariba Mock Services, we call them shams, $500 million a year to build a factory with a faulty foundation at Savannah Riverside, when it turns out that the super secret agency that formed within the Department of Energy after 9/11 has only ponied up, okay, we were going to process 50 tons of weapons-grade plutonium into an experimental and risky reactor fuel. And the NNSA, you know, the National Nuclear Security Agency, how DOE went back into the closet after 9/11, they have only ponied up like a ton and a little portion of a ton of some junk plutonium for this program. They want their plutonium. They want to make bombs with it. Meanwhile, the program is over 10 years behind schedule. Duke Power, who said they would put their decrepit and rickety old reactors up to burn this jet fuel for nuclear reactors. I mean, it's real risk, real risk. It's a proliferation risk to spread the plutonium around. Well, anyway, Duke, after the tests failed, canceled the contract, and guess who's up for it now? TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority.
I'm going to cut in because she's going to come back to that story. And I'm going to say that if you put plutonium in a reactor and you have a Chernobyl-scale accident, you're going to double your latent cancer fatalities. And I'd like each and every one of you to let any elected official know that that's not the correct way to represent the people of this country. Because every single one of the quote-unquote Generation 4 reactors that you're going to hear solves the world's problems with nuclear energy is either a little teeny spin-off mini-nuke, or it's fueled with plutonium. And if you fuel it with plutonium, you get that doubling of the cancer fatalities in an accident. So our mantra in the NIRS movement that started in 1996, which was direct collaboration of what I call now, thanks to our summit in Chicago 4 weeks ago, plutonic friendship. Plutonic friendship. Well, the plutonic friendship between the anti-weapons community and the anti-nuclear power community has had a wonderful relationship through the NIRS campaign. And we agree, plutonium is a waste. So we've talked about, there's 4 W's when you give a quick talk on nuclear power. There's war and weapons, that's one. Now we get to waste. Nuclear power is a waste. How long did that electricity last? Well, how about that electricity? How long does it last? The waste lasts forevermore. So each of these sites that's supposedly giving us the product of electricity is in fact giving us the primary product of waste and plutonium. We don't have time to go into all the amazing things that are happening, but we did in 1998 petition the DOE to disqualify Yucca Mountain. DOE is attempting to do that. Wow! Wow! We all got together, everybody, weapons, commercial side, we all worked to stop mobile Chernobyl, we worked to stop Yucca Mountain. Obama actually told them, take it off the table, and this week we have a ruling from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission that the Department of Energy does not have the authority to withdraw its application. So right now, all bets are off on waste, and I can't say much more in the amount of time we have, except for that, watch out. It's going to be used as a hot potato. It's going to be pulling communities apart unless we stand strongly together.